Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Just request your patience for a few more minutes as we are expecting a few more dignitaries, and we should be starting very soon. Thank you.
I'm the CEO and Vice Chairman of the Studying what talks about was in terms of partner trusted and verified contract. This is that CEO, right? That's right. That's what I've seen. Oh yeah, we met. And this is my partial identity, which is here. So we met many months ago in the office.
Requesting everyone to be kind seated. We are starting very shortly. Thank you. So, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Would request you kindly to please take your seats and we can be off. Okay, so let's start off. So, good morning once again, and a very, very warm welcome to the universe of Accolade. From today, the 15th of February 2024, the path to knowledge will acquire a brand new dimension. Crafted by the best minds in the business and shared with one and all by the intuitive acumen of technology. This is indeed a union of civilizations where traditional wisdom blends wonderfully with the new acumen to conjure a cauldron of knowledge here and now. Thank you very much for being here and witnessing history in the making. Today is the soft launch of the world's first KnowPedia. Very soon, we will reveal its dynamic DNA and share a trailer of its diverse and eclectic portfolio, which some of you already have been seeing in the experience zone. To kick off the proceedings, please sit back, relax, and enjoy an audiovisual presentation of the world of knowledge as we know it today. A1, please.
Every day, the world is becoming a big place. Challenges are multiplying. opportunities are growing. To make the most of this new world order, we need to know a lot more. And there is no time to lose. Yet, the path to knowledge is not easy to access. Barriers of inclusion, barriers of complexity, barriers which must be urgently demolished for societies to thrive and civilization to flourish. Why must our learning be restricted to conventional degrees and not be a lifelong engagement? Why must our health be in the hands of others and not totally in our control? Why must information about our universe be regulated and not available at the click of a button? At the Accolade group, we kept on asking why and why not, till we finally found an answer to the how and when. A knowledge supermarket which is truly universal, equipping each and everybody to act as they must, to go where they want to go.
May I now invite Monica Parashari Lahiri, who's the Chief Operating Officer of the Accolade Group, to come up on stage and set the context for the formal lamplighting and the felicitation dignitaries. Will you please come on stage? Yeah. Great. May I now invite one by one the esteemed dignitaries who are part of our advisory panel, starting with Mr. Parthaprotim Sengupta, who's a former MD and CEO of the Indian Overseas Bank, a highly respected person in banking circles, a member of the advisory board for Government of India, as well as a director of the Unity Small Finance Bank and an advisor for Bharat Pay. Mr. Sengupta. Now I'm privileged to invite Professor Dr. Debashish Bhattacharya, who is a former director of medical education for the state of West Bengal, an ex officio secretary of the health department, government of West Bengal, and a very eminent personality in the field of medical education and research. My privilege equally to invite Professor Rodas Gupta, the founding director of the Murshidabad campus of the MDI, the Management Development Institute, a top-rated school brands in India, and a very eminent academician. Professor Gupta. Now welcoming Dr. J.S. Rajkumar, surgical gastroenterologist, the chairman of the Lifeline Hospitals and chief surgeon, a pioneer in laparoscopic surgery in the country, and also the person to have set up the very first stem cell research unit in Chennai. An author who's with a very revered following, Dr. Rajkumar. Now to invite Dr. Sridhar Bhagavatula, a former deputy director of the CII, a renowned practicing academician, previously with Ministry of Overseas Indian Affairs, New Delhi, and also associated with the National University of Educational Planning and Administration. Please come. Now to invite Mr. Anand Subramaniam, who's the CEO and partner of Truster, a very key ally in this whole process, and a veteran technocrat. Mr. Subramaniam, please come. And to invite Mr. QH Khan, who is the managing director of the Dhea IAS and Dhea Law, which is the leading IAS law coaching academy in North India and a renowned educator with fame across the country. Mr. Khan. May we now have the setup for the lamplighting, please? So we request Ms. Monica Parashari Lahiri to please coordinate the lamplighting. Thank you. As we request dignitaries to go and take their place, to go back to their chairs, Ms. Lairi, will you please stay for a second? Please. Thank you very much. Kindly take your seat, sir. Ms. Lairi, please stay back for a second because there's one small thing that we've done which we want to share with you. Maybe have in a moment. May we have the AV2, please. This is the brave new world of Ascent, the world's first KnowPedia. We will be revealing much more about it as the morning progresses. But to welcome the world of Ascent in many ways, digital and physical, this is... Thank you. We now move on to our short address, short sections from luminaries across the three verticals. We will start with the learning vertical, the Learn Hub, as we call it. And I privilege again to welcome Professor Gurdas Gupta, who will tell us about the role of digitally enabled learning in executive education. Professor Gupta, please.
Distinguished members of the audience and my friends at Accolade, thank you for the privilege of granting me as the first speaker of today's event. It's a big responsibility, but I'm very honored to start it with something which is very close to this learning, digital learning. Well, learning is always learning. So inside my brain, there is some digital activity going on, I'm sure, which my doctor friends would be able to tell me now how intense that is, what are the electrical impulses that are going on inside. Of course, that dims with age a little bit. But let me tell you something about what Accolade Education is proposing to do, and that is we are in the domain mainly of executive education, or what we commonly call management development programs, MDPs, which are widely stirred across. And we have with us a plethora of subjects which we would like to send across to different industries and different institutions. It is going to be a combination of B2B and B2C, if I may be used, permitted to use cliches, which I'm not very good at. So being an educationist and being a direct speaker, So I would always say a classroom speaker, that is. So what I would say is that we would gradually explore the application of technology into the realm of management or executive education, as we call it. It is already there. It's there for the last 20, 25 years. It's been going on, and particularly with the onset of COVID-19, it became a little uh, important for us to spread education without contact. So this is basically some form of non-contact. But let me assure you that the intensity and the depth of knowledge that we wish to impart through this non-contact form will be as good as a direct confabulation, a direct discussion platform. And I can assure you that we will always be aiming at giving quality education through the application portfolios or the apps or whatever you may wish to call it in your own way, because everyone has their own way of designing the different portals. Knowledge is, of course, universal, and this actually helps three different segments. One, the first segment is the skilling of an individual. We call it the skilling part. So that can be done through non-contact form also. Earlier it was, we used to go through the National School of Skill Development and all this. Next is the reskilling, because a lot of us, we need at a certain point of time, we forget or we have a new role to play. So we do the reskilling part of it. So skilling, reskilling, and the other is, we call it the upscaling. That is, we try to increase the level of knowledge or what we can like to do. And we can do this through this platform. We can do this while we are doing something else, while we are munching nuts, whatever you call it, whatever you are used to munching. And while we are watching TV on one portal, we can also gain this education from this other portal. So it's a simultaneous way of applying different verticals of knowledge. But the main thing is that you assimilate it directly. It goes into your mind, goes into your brain. And here, with the advent of technology, we can use multiple platforms. That means I can show you an exact version of what I'm talking. So if I'm talking, say, for HR professionals, if I'm talking about, say, a negotiation, I can actually take you to a screen where some actual negotiations are going on. If I'm talking about some marketing skill, if I'm talking about some operations, I can take you directly to that field and show you. This platform, this interactive platform, is possible only through this media. And we are polishing and honing this skill as much as possible as it is going through. But I can assure you that maybe within the next 5 to 10 years, I'm basically an economist, so I don't go much into prophesying. So it is basically, I would say that it is within a 5 to 10 year range where you can see that, like computers or like the mobile phone, which has become very handy for us, these apps will become almost an everyday usage thing for people who are willing to go through these levels of, I just talked about, skilling, reskilling, and upskilling. So it's a total package. And here at Accolade, we have been privileged to have various sections of technological people as well as content advisors, useless people like me who just like to, boss around the whole thing. and say, yeah, this is good or this is bad, without even going into the details. But they have their uses. These uses people also, I can assure you that. But we would try to offer the world, the world. It's not only India, but we will try to offer the world something which is unique, which is always being tried and tested. I wouldn't put a stop on saying that it is tried and tested. It is always being tried and tested, and we'll come out with something new, something innovative, and something energetic, which will help you to pump your pulse all the time. You know, you'll be always pulsating that what is the new thing coming? What is Accolade trying to give us? What's a new thing? So I think I can take you there and wish that you would all give your blessings to this new and diversified platform. And thank you for giving me this opportunity. And I wish it all the best. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Professor Gupta. May I now invite Mr. MNVVK Chaitanya, who's the Chief Product Officer of the Education of the Learning Vertical of Ascent, the world's first KnowPedia. And he'll be talking about the role of Accolade in AI-powered learning and executive education. So,
good afternoon, everyone. I'm equally stoked and also equally blessed to be part of this wonderful edtech revolution that we are attempting. And just to take off from where Professor has left, just in the interest of time, I would like to attempt at the next 3 minutes some facts and figures about as to why education is too important to be left to educators, and that's where maybe edtech can again build that bridge. The second part would be about as to the backstory as to how the world is undergoing a tectonic shift from the old education model to the digital-enabled delivery mechanism that we have. And the third one is, of course, the most important billion-dollar question as to how Ascent is different and as to how the tech, the education is going to enable it and do the kind of impact that we are attempting at. So, firstly, I just came out of a 3-day conference, which again happened in Delhi, and very upbeat conference where we have been talking about the kind of macro statistics. And just to give you a perspective, again, in the interest of time, I'll just leave you with 3 thoughts. One, the higher education market in India currently stands at a whopping $183 billion for the kind of economy that we have. And also the gross enrollment ratio that we're talking about, to take it from the current 30% to 50% in the next 5 years. So there is no way standalone physical players can do that. So looking at that close to $183 billion markets, the thing that Professor has talked about previously about the upskilling, cross-skilling, and the reskilling part itself is a whopping around $20 billion market. So, so it's a no-brainer that we need to focus on the executive education per se, of course, with convergent approach and even finding the adjacencies in the other part of healthcare as well as the edutainment. So that is one of the strategic thrust areas that executive education will be the key pillar for the growth strategy of Ascent. The second part as to how the conventional educational model has changed. Just to give you some perspectives, we have seen, for the last EdTech 1.0 and 2.0, we have already experienced as whether as faculty or as a student or as a participant or as a regulator, different sorts of stakeholders that we are. So we have seen it from individualism has actually gone to the holism. There are so many health practitioners here, so we're taking a much more integrated approach rather than just mere gaming the entrance exam or for that matter, the test prep that we call about. So there is again a movement from internationalization to transnationalization, where a lot of foreign universities are coming up, and some of the best universities, they're opening up their brand centers. So it's not just selling or offering the same service in an international model, but it is really becoming a multinational model, which we, let's say, for a better word, we call it as transnationalization, as is done with the GIFT City in Gujarat. The third and most important thing for me as ex-associate professor would be that we have gone from a uni model. Sir talked about there is a whole gamut of learning material which is abundantly available. So the curation becomes very, very important than the content creation. So we have gone from a model to the multi-model perspective. And from professor-led, the stage on the stage model to a lot of peer and cohort-led models, which again are more practice-led. So that is, I think, is the fourth pillar that we will be sticking to and mindful of the change that is happening. And the last five being from more of a creation, we're going to more towards intelligent curation. And that's where I think the recommendation engines are going to play a big sort of role. And from mass, what do you call, an ad hoc model to towards mass customization, where we'll be mindful and keeping the learner at the heart of the learning process, whether it is for an upskilling in executive education or even for the other adjacencies that we are looking at. And most importantly, and I'll add this with respect to the backstory, that we are going from the degree and credentials to, I would say, more of a capabilities-led micro-credentials. So that would be one of the most important change that we want to attempt in the next 5 years. And the founding team has envisaged that I being the product manager and also the partnerships lead, is tasked with the Herculean task of getting 1,000 best courses in the first year and close to 5,000 courses in year 3, and about making a digital university in the next 5 years. So that is the kind of a big, hairy, audacious goal that we set for ourselves. And to end with, as to how we are going to do it, I would just leave you with these thoughts that we're going to focus on these key pillars of adaptive learning, intelligent recommendation engines, and most importantly, multimodal delivery mechanisms, and all in all, shifting it from the conventional LMS approach to the LXP, where it is actually the learner experience model, where the learner decides for himself as to what he wants to learn on that day. So it's more for, I would say, for lack of a better word, it's more of a Netflix meets Duolingo meets the whole content engines that we have already. So with that, I would like to again thank the entire founding team for making me part of this, and I would eagerly look forward to contributing. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chaitanya. Now, for the second vertical of Ascent, the world's first KnowPedia, which is to do with health, healthology. I'd love to call Professor Dr. Debashish Bhattacharya, who will speak on empowered self-care in the digital age from a doctor's perspective. Professor Dr. Bhattacharya, please.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's really a pleasure to be here amongst all of you for this beautiful program. As a health perspective, which I am supposed to be talking to you, truly speaking, when you call about the non-communicable diseases, health knowledge, and so many other things, the first thing comes that we talk about community empowerment. But whenever we talk about community empowerment, every individual also thinks about his personal empowerment also. And whenever it comes to personal empowerment, for any empowerment, it requires knowledge. And these days, knowledge means lots of data. As we acquire lots of data, we can really analyze and come to better truth than what we are having at this moment. So Accolade has tried this platform of scientists, doctors, and so many entrepreneurs to work together to form a data platform which has given us a beautiful app which you all will be coming across to understand your personal data of your health. But the question is, as the data becomes more and more, perfection becomes more and more accurate. So I would prefer that all of you rather volunteer to join so that this sector becomes really robust. Now, I come to the word ascend. Just remembers me about the beautiful story of KnowPedia, where the big bird sitting on the highest branch of the tree was keeping peacefully sitting, which was a representation of the highest knowledge. The lower branch, there is a small bird which is popping up from one branch to the other, testing different fruits, some bitter, some non-tasty, and some tasty, and gradually growing upwards towards the highest branch. And that is the ascent what we are wanting to do. Truly speaking, from the relative knowledge to the highest knowledge we want to reach, and this is only will be possible if all join together. I wish and pray to Almighty that our chance of reaching the best perfection all stands with all of you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Bhattacharya. Now my pleasure to invite Dr. J.S. Rajkumar, who will talk about NCE, the resulting mortality, and the need for tracking. Dr. Rajkumar.
Good morning, Calcutta. Good to be here. Need to wake you guys up. I was born with a congenital disease that can never be boring. So give me 5 to 7 minutes and I'm going to change your lives. We all know COVID killed millions of people. Yes? Yes or no? Yes? It killed 4.5 million people between December 7th, 2019 and 2022. During these same 2.5 years, non-communicable diseases, which means diabetes, blood pressure, cholesterol, heart attacks, and strokes, killed 80 million people. And they continue to kill close to 40 million people quietly every year. These are the greatest killers of humankind. In 1897, Swami Vivekananda, one of my heroes, very famously said, "Knowledge is power." I grew up with a big poster of his saying, "Knowledge is power." Truly, knowledge is power when it comes to preventing heart attacks and strokes. I was reading this morning that 18 to 20% of people in West Bengal above the age of 30 have non-communicable diseases. We are talking, ladies and gentlemen, about 2 crore people around us. And if you include me, perhaps 30 people, 25 people in this room. So as a doctor, 95 to 97% of non-communicable disease deaths are directly due to 2 enemies. And how we, through Accolade and through Accolade, prevent that? Let me tell you, these 2 killers, they have 2 assassins, stroke and heart attack. So if you listen to me carefully, for about 24 to 48 hours before a major stroke, a man's blood pressure is higher, he has a bit of a headache, 6 to 24 hours. Outer limit 24 hours, headache, BP is high, and the pulse rate comes down. Say if it's normally 75, it comes to say 55 or 60. It's part of multiple reflexes, Cushing's reflex, Mari's reflex, etc. And then bang, he thinks he's got a headache, he puts some paracetamol, bang, he gets a stroke. And he either dies or he's crippled for many months, physiotherapy, you know what it is. Park that on one side. Come to the other side. For a few hours before a major heart attack, except the few catastrophic ones that come straight from heaven, can't do much about that. All the rest, the pulse rate goes up, oxygen falls, and the BP falls as the left ventricle is not able to pump enough as the heart is failing, or in some other types, the BP goes up. Ergo, there are significant changes in vital parameters for 6 to 24 hours. But who's going to go around going on checking one's blood pressure and pulse? Next question. So if you could have checked this guy's blood pressure and pulse a few times, just few hours, could have prevented death? Answer, yes. Can we check it? And now, thanks to Accolade and thanks to our Truster group, which is we are the scientific, the healthcare partners with Accolade, you can check it. Oh yeah, you have to go to a doctor. You don't have to go to a doctor. Oh yeah, but it's going to take a long time to check my... No, it's not going to take a long time. How long is it going to take? 45 seconds. Really? Really? Just go to the back of the room and you guys can check it. And you will know that in 45 seconds, you can measure your parameters. In other words, if I had to make one sentence, and a lot of our press friends are here, that will change the course of modern medicine. Today, death due to NCD is number one in the world. Number one in the world. We can significantly impact upon that death through NCD. You can, by data, as Professor Bhattacharya was saying, if you have the data. You can't keep going to clinics. You can have the data. Oh, I can't use devices. Don't use devices. Use a phone. Everyone's using a phone. Lecturers, trust me, struggle to make sure people who are listening to them, including all you guys, are not looking at your phones. These days, the disease of humanity is you're looking at the phones. Chalo, look at your phone calls and avoid a heart attack. Look at your phones, avoid a stroke. And inbuilt into this system is also an opportunity to activate your doctor. Tell your doctor that your BP has gone up or gone down. Your pulse has gone up or gone down. It's got an inbuilt nudge, which nudges the doctor. It makes the doctor speak to you. Of course, in West Bengal, you have to be billed for that as well. But you make the doctor speak to you, bill him, and then the doctor checks your pulse or makes sure your heart attack doesn't happen or your stroke doesn't happen, and this is very important, I know there are some people, MRI, he will ensure that in this catchment of people are sent appropriately to a hospital, not anybody who thinks he's got a heart attack. In other words, you are creating, and I want the press people to carry this name home, you're creating triage in the population. On an average in India, 23% of people seek medical help, 77% don't until a tumor's grown big. I'm telling the doctors in the hospitals, I'll bring those 77% as well, those who will truly require doctors into the hospitals. Gentlemen, we are looking at a historic moment. We are looking at a historic moment where in the future, healthcare, like knowledge that Professor Gupta so nicely spoke and Professor Bhattacharya spoke on health, is going to be in the hand of every patient. Every patient is going to know what's going wrong with them, and you can actually capitalize on that and correct it. And Gitanjali, so beautifully, Tagore said, let every footfall on the road twinge the harp on the road and let out the sweet music of pain. It is possible in this day and age to make sure that every man walks on the road and every check releases that sweet music which tells doctors and family. I forgot to mention that every abnormal test goes to 2 people in the family. So your wife and your son will know every time your BP, your pulse, or your oxygen, or your sugar goes out of whack. You think about it, we've done it. It's been created by doctors for patients. We sat the doctor inside, and it's 4 to 5 years of hard work has gone to this. So yes, with Accolade, I am wildly excited, and this is going to be this meeting in West Bengal, this meeting in Kolkata. We will put our money where our mouth is. We will ensure that this will change the world as much as Hinduism was changed in the world. One of our brothers from here went in 1893 Chicago and said, sisters and brothers of America, when Swami Vivekananda said, I believe honestly that this is a very exciting new change. I would request all of you to not trust me. I would request every single person in this room to go in there. I would request every single person to be aware of its vital parameters and then use it for the greater good of mankind. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you very much, Dr. Raj, for that inspiring speech. And now over to Mr. Anand Subramaniam, who's the partner and CEO of Truster, for more insights into this world of personalization and empowered self-care in the digital age, and some examples of what Ascend, the world's first KnowPedia, is doing in this domain. Thank you.
Hi, Kolkata, and a very good day to everyone. I'm just going to invoke a childhood story, which all of us have heard. Snow White and the 7 dwarfs and the witch. And what was the witch using? A mirror. And what was the mirror used for? A mirror on the wall, and the prettiest of all. Well, that was used for prettiness. But today, everyone has a mobile phone, and everyone uses that for a selfie. Okay? Selfie, and you see how beautiful you are. Now, the same selfie concept, use the phone use it for about 60 seconds and see how healthy or unhealthy you are. That is what our platform is all about. And Truster and Accolade are bringing this to the market here, and you're able to see your vitals. The topic that was given to me, personalization. So now when you personalize based on the data that is baseline for yourself, I will speak in medical terms. I'm not a doctor, but let me speak. So you have bradycardia, you have tachycardia, you may have high blood pressure, you may have low blood pressure. Your doctor baselines your parameters. And based on that, if there is a deviation, there's a red flag that is posted to you and your medical team and your family members who know that this data has come. Now, suppose if I have a particular condition and that condition is not a red flagged, that personalization brings the red flag. So this you can apply through all your parameters, including hemoglobin or say bilirubin at some point, or your pulse or any other parameter. So which means you're looking at personalized data impacting your life every day, so that you're able to change your lifestyle, you can change your habits, you can change your food patterns as well. Because based on that, all these parameters flow into what we call data into the platform. And please, I would urge everyone to use this platform and know for yourself, about yourself, and benefit from the world of technology. From mirror to the mobile phone, mirror on the wall, I should be the healthiest of all. Is what I would urge people to look at. Thanks for the time. Thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you very much, Mr. Subramaniam. And now we will move on to the third vertical of Ascend, the world's first KnowPedia, which is the infodrama vertical, which we call Knowflakes. And to share his vision for this great world of content in the digital age, may I invite storyteller, content creator, and IT entrepreneur Indrajit Lahiri to say a few words.
Good afternoon. Today, as we know, is probably the age of the contents. We may not remember what we have read in today morning newspaper. Many of us. What's the headline? What's on the second page? Let's not go to the third and fourth page. But what we can remember is what we have first seen on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, whatever. So Ascent will be the first, probably the world's first KnowPedia, where we will co-curate and co-create contents. Now, what is that? Can we have the AV, please? So for the content creators, let's first understand, why do we create contents? About me, I run a couple of channels with the content creation platform and run an IT company. So primarily, first, our challenge globally is the language barrier. Let's say I personally create content in Bengali with the English title. Bengali is probably the 6th or 7th most spoken language globally, but it doesn't come in the top 3 or top 4. So what Ascent will do, it will convert this content into 5 or 6 global languages and will broadcast all across the world. Number 2, with that, we will have our global footprint in the mother channel, and the content as well as brand will get popular globally. Thirdly, what we will have is a brilliant infrastructure at the Sector 5 Kolkata, among many firsts, in the Accolade studios, which we content creators would be able to use. Why would we go for this Ascend app? There are 3 pointers primarily. One is, as we said, the content in global languages. Number 2 is shared revenue. Now, as we all know, that any social media upload gives us some amount of, let's say, X amount of revenue or X dollars of revenue, X rupees of revenue. This will be shared, so it's a shared revenue platform. And number 3, to track that, we'll have the personalized dashboard. Again, to come back, to sum up to the entire story, we content creators with the Ascend app will have
First, we'll have to do the onboarding, after which the content will be curated, will be transferred, will be transitioned to multiple languages over subtitles, over the voice, over anything. Global footprint, and will co-create and co-curate. Gradually, we will showcase on the slide share one short AV, which we will have. One short AV of the screen recording, and it's there in the experience zone. So we can always go and check. Thank you, Ascent, for launching it in the City of Joy, our city, Calcutta. And let's go global. Let's co-curate the global stuff. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lahiri. And now, to summarize the whole story of Ascent, the world's first KnowPedia, the three verticals, LearnHub, learning, Healthology about health, and NoFlix for infodrama, a small audiovisual, which will just take you quickly through this process, our journey, and our proposed destination. AV3, please.
Welcome to the world of Ascend, the world's first KnowPedia. The launch of a defining era in knowledge.
Can we please start again? It's not coming on screen.
In an
Thank
easily
you.
accessible supermarket format to enhance professional skills and accelerate growth and
Can we
success.
please start again?
To take charge of.
AV3, please.
The launch of a defining era in knowledge curation and sharing in an easily accessible supermarket format. Enhance professional skills and accelerate growth and success. To take charge of health and well-being. To revel in the discoveries, natural and human, that civilization has to offer. For the first time ever, learning, health, and infodrama unify in an interactive digital platform. LearnHub, a course-based learning aggregator, in preferred partnership with leading global institutions. An AI-driven personalization engine ensures seamless personalization as the user needs stage. In the areas of executive education, competitive learning, and upskilling, we aim to aggregate 1,000 courses in year 1 and 5,000 courses in year 2, leading to a digital university for upskilling by year 5. Healthology, an integrated health management system, which seamlessly unites technology-aided monitoring, state-of-art developments, and a bouquet of solutions to help us take charge of personal health. Starting with the Truster interface, we aim to cover 50 key parameters, including vitals and biomarkers, within year 1. Also, create a VFM ecosystem for solutions and services involving diagnostics labs, doctors, and pharmacists. NoFlix, an expertly curated audio-visual collection of infodrama from leading experts across continents, designed to satisfy diverse curiosities and inspire thoughtful action. By year 1, 20 nonfiction genres covering 10,000 videos and 100 web series, including original verified content. By year 3, 50 nonfiction genres covering 1 lakh videos and 500 web series. Reach 5 million people by year 1 and 25 million people by year 3.
So this is the future, this is the world of Ascent, the world's first KnowPedia. And to summarize it even more succinctly and appropriately, may I now invite Monica Parashari, who's going to come and talk about Ascent.
Welcome to the world of Ascend, the world's first KnowPedia. The launch of a defining era in knowledge curation and This system plays a crucial role in maintaining body posture, enabling movement, protecting internal organs, and storing minerals like calcium and phosphorus. The musculoskeletal system works in harmony with the nervous system to coordinate movement and maintain posture. Biomechanics focuses on the mechanics of movement, including the forces and torques involved in walking.
Walking is an activity we don't take for granted, but it is a very, very complex thing.
What happens when an eternal river embraces the timeless ocean? What happens when a place hallowed by tradition and celebrated in myth comes alive with the devotion of millions? Ganga Sagar, Ek Baar. The Ganga Sagar Mela is one of the oldest festivals in India's cultural calendar. For centuries, on the auspicious day of Makar Sankranti, pilgrims travel to meet the river, which in turn has traveled from the high Himalayas to meet them. One little island, one unending world of hope and faith. This is the temple of Kapil Muni, the Muni's fiery rock, and equally his boundless compassion is at the heart of legend.
Kapil Muni सामने खड़ा हो गया, तो लगता आंख लग रहा है। अगल बगल हमें खाना बंद पड़ेगा। ये देख रहे हैं, आशीर्वाद दे रहे हैं, सब जगह बंद है। ये कहता है भगवान।
Walking is a basic form of locomotion. It is a fundamental activity that humans engage in for various purposes, including exercise, transportation, leisure, and exploration. The evolution of walking is a complex process that spans millions of years and involves various species and environmental factors. Our understanding of this process is based on fossil evidence, comparative anatomy, and evolutionary theory. The family Hominidae, which includes humans and their closest relatives, evolved more pronounced adaptations for upright walking. Over time, human lineage developed a uniquely efficient form of bipedalism. The shift from quadrupedal to bipedal locomotion involved changes in the spine, pelvis, and lower limbs. Human bipedalism is characterized by an S-shaped spine that helps distribute body weight over the hips, a broad pelvis for stability, and long legs that allow for efficient stride length. The emergence of efficient bipedalism was influenced by factors such as changes in environment, predation pressures, and the availability of food sources. The quest to conserve energy and free up the hands for tool use are considered the driving factors behind the evolution of walking from our quadrupedal ancestors to the upright bipeds we are today. In a world where movement is inherent to life, the act of walking has long been taken for granted. But beneath its apparent simplicity lies a captivating scientific journey that unravels the intricate biomechanics, neural coordination, and evolutionary significance of this fundamental human activity. A deep dive into the biomechanics of walking showcases the complex interaction between bones, muscles, and joints, the mechanical marvel of the arches of the foot, the gait cycle, mid-stance, propulsion, and swing phases of walking.
Don't get me wrong, walking is a great activity, not an exercise. But to be able to get the benefit of that activity, you have first learned to walk properly. Walking properly is not easy. So there are certain biomechanical factors, there are certain biomechanical parameters that need to be met when you walk. For example, proper dorsiflexion, good movement of the hips. And I don't see a lot of people walking like that. If you don't have good thoracic extension and your scapula doesn't move properly, it's not good to walk. It's not good to walk with poor action. Every joint needs to be moving in a proper manner when you're walking. If you fulfill the parameters, if you're walking with good grip pattern, it's good for you.
An instant relationship brews the moment we touch the ground. When we set out for our destination, we desire, we wish. When we dare heights or take the roads less walked, when we turn travelers. When we don't move, when we embark on an exotic, motionless journey, when time is packed to a gentle sleep, a forever timelessness, when we turn meditators. Meditation, a 10-letter word that instantly summons silence and eternity, an inward voyage that flows effortless from our minds to a beyondness at once felt and yet immeasurable. Meditation has come a long way since its primordial moment from the deep recesses of the forest, where ancient sages practiced this ageless art as a way of life. From the teachings of Shankaracharya and Buddha to the research-savvy laboratories of scholarly institutions, it has taken a breathless journey, offering one blessing after another. The neurocognitive system refers to the intricate network of brain regions and processes responsible for various cognitive functions and integrates neural pathways, neurotransmitters, and brain structures that work together to enable complex cognitive abilities. Walking has been found to have several positive effects on neurocognitive health. Walking promotes better blood circulation throughout the body, including the brain. Improved blood flow ensures that the brain receives an adequate supply of oxygen and nutrients, which are essential for optimal cognitive function.
Starting from young to old, whatever the pathology is, the vascular risk factors do have a very good outcome if daily walking or ambulatory life habits are maintained. So the cerebrovascular health is maintained, and overall the vascular dementia and the risk of stroke decreases in this patient. As also, the cerebral blood circulation is also concerned with maintaining a normal homeostasis of the brain, and the cognitive outcome is also better in such patients.
Through engaging firm and abundant content, by thoughtfully blending the functional with the emotional, so that every member of society is inspired to act.
Now to invite Monica Parashilai, CEO, to come on stage. This was a glimpse of original content by Accolade Studios, which will be available on the Ascent, the world's first KnowPedia. Over to Monica.
A very good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being so patient. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Accolade Group, I am very fortunate to organize the soft launch of our path-breaking digital platform, Ascend. Ascend, you might have got the glimpses of what Ascend is all about. I will just give a few more details of what, how, why of this initiative. Sitting here in early 2024, we as a country have the largest population in the planet. If we cover adjacent Asiatic regions, it will be more than 2 billion population. As a society, we are transitioning knowledge-based activities to contribute to the economy, which we call knowledge economy. In this knowledge economy, knowledge is the currency of success. If you look at from the conventional lens, we collectively and individually face a lot of problems. We have learning systems which are not up to the mark. The skills of vast persons are not in sync with the rapidly evolving requirements of digital and AI era. The working age group population is 68% of the total population of 1.4 billion population. By 2030, India will have 1 billion working force. So India is going to be the hub of the working adults. However, many people are not job ready as yet. Out of 100 people, the degree holders get employed around 57% in India, MBA 60%, BScs maybe 37%, MCAs 30%, IT 34%, Polytechnic people 27 only. This is a very shocking ratio. The need of the hour is to upskill, reskill, and cross-skill. On the other hand, our diseased profile in India is also changing in communicable and non-communicable diseases. Number of beds required for 1,000 people, only 1.2 beds are available as per the Boston Consulting Group report. And number of doctors are 0.7 for 1,000 people when USA has 2.6 for 1,000 people. It's 4 times more. So there's a huge gap, and this is where we need a solution. And as we talk about the usage of mobile phones, on an average, each individual is spending more than 4 hours on their digital smartphones. India is having itself 780 million smartphones devices. The demand for available non-fiction content here in India is only 2%. So there is again a lot of gap. According to EY Media and Entertainment Report 2023, daily active users are 122 million in the world. In India, total users are 462 million, even more than USA. PEW Global Research Study in 2022-23 found that 51% of the YouTubers uses and visits platform for educational purposes. However, sometimes the content are not verified and it's flooded with unsorted, misleading. It would have been great if the contents are sorted as in Netflix level for the functional entertainment and productive content. All these problems in this education, health, learning, and functional entertainment are the reflection of serious mismatch of demand and supply. This is where Accolade, with its path-breaking and ground-shaking platform, Ascend evolves in a supermarket module. All our products are curated, verified, authenticated, processed, organized, presented with powerful recommendations to the users. It is a one-stop solution for diverse knowledge needs. This is, my friends, Ascent. What we present? We present a wide variety of blended courses. Each can be made available in personalized manner to each individuals. An array of digital healthcare solutions and aggregation of available physical health testing labs in making TIP formats with robust recommendation engines. Reputed doctors, telemedicine and physical consultation at best prices will be available in a quarter's time on our platform. The third vertical, a Netflix-styled factual and functional entertainment platform covering 20 zoners with a library of 10,000 curated videos made available in 6 global and 3 Indian languages for our users. We have different categories, which will be science, nature, history, society, lifestyle, technology, culture, climate, health, and business. Content will be sourced from Nat Geo, Discovery, BBC Earth, and other production companies. Also, we look forward to high-quality knowledge influencers to collaborate and co-create useful content on a very win-win models. Today, we are having a soft launch, and we are showing a few features of the platform, which you have seen on the AVs right now. Vitals are available at the kiosk, which can be checked. These are screening tools, which will lead to diagnostic tools later. Use of our app in your smartphones will make them more smarter. Ascent is going to be a trendsetter for knowledge. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to announce our upcoming events. In March 2024, we are going to conduct a Health Check Summit, Health Tech Summit. In April 2024, educational skill fairs. In May, we plan to launch a mega app, Ascent, in all the platforms, Apple and other devices. And this is going to be, ladies and gentlemen, the worldwide announcement of our upcoming, and in a very big way, I look forward to this opportunity, and we will share it with you very soon. Way forward for us, as I said, make your smartphones more smarter by using our platform, Ascent. Thank you.
So once again, thank you very much to every dignitary present here for being with us on this historic day. And also a thank you in a sense to every stakeholder of Ascent, which we believe is every citizen of this planet. And that's really the vision of the world's first KnowPedia. May I now invite you on behalf of the group, the Accolade group and Ascent, to join us for lunch, and also to drop by the Experience Center right at the back of the hall to get a glimpse of the future right at your palms. And once again, a very big thank you to everybody who made this event possible, every stakeholder, and we will be seeing a lot more of you. Thank you very much for your time. May I request the members of the advisory board to come up for a photo opportunity in front of the Ascent logo, please? Thank you.